नाही, अर्ज केलेलं नाही. Welcome back to the series of women entrepreneurs interview. Next 50 days, we are going to listen to success stories of established women entrepreneurs. Me to We is the mission of creating 1,000 women entrepreneurs. This series will help aspiring entrepreneurs to for their aspiration, for their motivation, for their support system. So today is the 7th day. Today we have Sujata Bolke with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
So let me introduce Sujata Bolke, ma'am, very quickly. Sujata Bolke, ma'am, Dr. Sujata Bolke, ma'am, a social entrepreneur, has been promoting innovation in various sectors for the development of society for a decade through research, advocacy, conferences, publication, and a workshop in different sectors and verticals. She is a PhD in human resource management, MSc psychology in counseling and training, and also holds master in management science. She did her early childhood care education certification to strengthen and imbibe good teaching and learning practices in the roots of the society. She has started her entrepreneurship journey through her two ventures. She is a founder and director and the principal of Cocomelon Preschool and the Legacy Academy, which is ISO certified institute, the training institute. The institute caters to the both preschoolers and the women who are aspirants to become a passionate teachers. So the institute can contribute in nurturing the young generation to develop countries and good human being. Very noble cause, ma'am. Welcome to the forum of Me to We. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It is indeed
time for us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So the journey from academician to the entrepreneur. Can you tell me about your journey of entrepreneurship?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, it is indeed a pleasure and honor to be a part of this platform and an amazing initiative of 50 entrepreneur women, you people are interviewing. So let me quickly give you a glimpse of what has the flashback look like. So education, so when I was working in education as a professor for masters, I realized that for masters, it was not a big challenge because everything was a tip of the finger. So earlier in our education system was a teacher was the only source of information. So now it's not like that. Google has taken over so many things. Everything is ready-madely available as an information. And then a thought came in mind wherein doing something for the ones who are at a very foundation level, that is the preschoolers, the toddlers. And then is where the idea of starting a preschool came in existence, and we gave a birth to Cocomelon Preschool.
So what is the difference between the normal preschools and the preschools designed by you using your management knowledge, or maybe you know the future of these students? So what is the difference?
The beauty about Cocomelon Preschool is it's purely a theme-based schooling. We have theme-based classrooms, like we have audiovisual room, we have a gym room, a play area. So this particular preschool which enables the child not just to come and learn, but to enjoy and have a beautiful holistic development, which ideally, which we feel that all other schools are definitely giving it, but in Cocomelon Preschool, it is a little different because the teaching learning methodology is purely fun driven.
Right. So fun is the basic element of your school.
Yes.
So tell me about the initial days when you struggled to took the decision of from maybe jobs to entrepreneurship. So I easy decision and easy journey. Can you tell me about your initial struggle about establishing your own business?
This is a beautiful question to be answering. Actually, when it comes to taking up a decision of starting a preschool, we started a preschool. So initially, we never thought that we would come up with so many hiccups, right from marketing, branding, recruiting the staff. We had challenges because with us, we were struggling a little more when it comes to counseling, because it's not about kids, it's about parents. We have to counsel the parents and designing the curriculum, because our curriculum has been designed in digital and smart books as well. It won't be surprised to share that we actually went out in 2 kilometers territory area and did fake inquiries. Now, fake inquiries in these preschools were having a very noble thought, because we wanted to understand the best practices being followed by these preschoolers. So then after doing this inquiry, we used to come back, jot down the good things which we saw in the preschool, how was the counseling, what we liked about the preschool, maybe the setup, could be the counseling pattern, could be the curriculum. So we did a good amount of homework, a beautiful market research was done, and then we took a grip on it. I would be very happy to share that within the first year of the setup, we have received an award of top preschool in India, and this particular award was given in Mumbai by Elite. So in the first year of inception, getting this particular auspicious award itself, in itself, it's everything. So yes, there was a struggle, there are hiccups, but then one needs to have that consistency, that junoon has to be there, that no matter what, I have to get this done. So I here thank the entire team, of course, because it's not an individual work, it's not an individual dream. We all sat together, dream together, and got this as an achievement.
Right. So I think entrepreneurship is all about coming out of your comfort zone and starting a hardship and the journey. So
Yes.
even in the initial days are
Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am.
am I audible now? Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
So entrepreneurship is not a cakewalk. You have to come out of your comfort zone and start your journey always. And you should have some systematic approach, as ma'am said that before going and venturing out in the startup, they have done competitive analysis, they have done all the research, they have listed out everything, and on that blueprint, you have to start your journey. So you have to take everything very seriously. Very valid
Yes,
point.
yes, yes, yes.
So I think what was your motivation to come out of your comfort zone? Because most of the women, they like to be in their comfort zone and they don't like to be out of that comfort zone. So what motivated you to come out of that?
Ma'am, I won't say that, women would be somebody who would be sitting in and being a comfort zone. See, right from the moment we get up, the sun rises till the sun sets, women is the one who is taking up decisions very, very, if you consider men and women are the one who take up decisions more than men, right? So hands are always raised. So of course, they would be not getting that opportunity, or maybe coming out of comfort zone is nothing but finding your best version, maybe your a different version of yourself. So I would say that uh, go ahead and figure out the opportunity. For me, I'm a person, I always strive for something which is difficult. I keep on challenging myself. Preschool was never my thought of my area of working, because it is not just parents, it's not just teachers or managing things, it's about kids, it's about those little ones whom we are nurturing. So first 6 years of the child life is in our hand, what we are nurturing. So for me, it was a little difficult, because yes, I was in that comfort zone. Teaching master students or maybe managing people was a little easy for me. But when it came to kids, counseling them, talking to them, sitting with them in the play area, playing building blocks, yes, it was real fun. and I enjoyed
I can
doing that.
completely understand what you're going through. Okay, so what was your personal transformation emotionally or maybe in your personality? What was the transformation from being an employee to the entrepreneur who is giving, salary every month? So tell me about it.
Oh, yes. Okay. Finances, I'll come at a later stage. Let me start with the role of an entrepreneur, a role of a principal or role of an owner in the particular business. It was not an easy task because being an employee, you have an objective set. You go to office, complete your objectives or complete your task and come back home, right? So it is like, you work for 8 hours and your job is done. Out here in entrepreneurship, the work is 24 by 7. You just cannot sleep with your dream. You have to wake up, chase it every moment so that there is no dent. There is always something new coming up. So for me, yes, it was a little difficult because I have to move from that employee mode to an employer mode. I have considered my team as a like I have considered myself as a team member always. I always give opportunities to my entire staff to contribute their knowledge, their perspective, which has definitely helped me in all decision making. At the same time, when it comes to when, as you mentioned, finances and all, uh, it is a nice time, when you sit and you give opportunities to females because it's a female-driven business. That's what people call it. So because of you, there are 10 families who are, living an amazing life. So that feeling itself is such an amazing feeling. So that's what I feel, ma'am.
That's great, ma'am. Okay, so what is the expansion plan now going forward? Because of this COVID, all the businesses have impacted, including this particular business. So, what is your plan B, and what are the measures that you are taking for the
Mhm.
future growth of the business, considering the new situation?
All right. When pandemic hit in month of March, ma'am, we were little worried. I was thinking that maybe the brand needs to get closed down because it's preschool. Kids are definitely not going to come to school. Definitely, parents would have a hesitation of sending their child to the school. And then came a thought wherein why not to go digital? Why not to have a virtual classes, right? And so did we. Came up in month of April. We all sat together, designed a smart book, digital books, thought how the kids would sit in front of the screen, came up with plans like, not having a session for 1 hour, maybe we'll have it for 30 minutes, complete theme-based studies. In the entire 30 minutes, we start with prayers, ma'am. We start with small assembly. We have a nice, beautiful shlokas which have been, chanted. Then after we have a concept learning, post which we have a nice fun-driven activity, and this session gets over. So yes, it took a little while to get this entire planner set, but then I would be very happy to share that it is doing so very well. Amazing feedbacks are coming from parents. We never thought that in pandemic we'll get admissions.
Hmm.
Our own students were there, but then we could manage to get and attract new students coming in. Parents were so happy with the flow of how the sessions were carried out. So when the buildings were closed, the learning never stopped. The school is closed, by my students are learning they every single day. They just to share a small example, during Ganesh festival we had modak making a small activity and kids did it. Do it be virtual. We celebrated Janmashtami, we celebrated Diwali, we celebrated Ganesh festival, and it all happened just like we do it physically. So Plan B is already executed. It is in the beautiful implementation mode, and it's running successfully.
Excellent.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very happy to hear that. So I think if you have that passion, if you have that compassionate uh, towards your business, towards your customer, so I think that will the only thing which will drive you in your
Yes,
business, right?
yes, yes.
In the entire process of this entrepreneurship, how do you work? I mean, how do you balance your work life?
Okay. Okay. Being an entrepreneur, that doesn't give me any excuse of being a good mother, being a good wife, being a good daughter-in-law. So all the roles and responsibilities have to be catered equally. The major support comes from my better half, my husband, and apart from that, my entire family. You know, they stand by. I should not take out the credit from my little ones, my kids. So the journey is not an individual journey. I would say it's entire family who is making me stand here and talk here. I feel because just because of their support, I could speak here and be so confident and give that little time for the social well-being.
Right. So, what are the secret recipe of your success? If I ask you.
Okay, so secret recipe. Oh, this question I never thought would come my way. Dedication would be one thing. Being very, very dedicated. At the same time, I'm very determined to my work. No matter what, be it night 2 a.m., I'll open my laptop and I start working because I know that it's not just me in this journey. There are people who are on me. They are looking up to me. So this could be a recipe, or I don't know, is it an adjective which is added? But I feel personally, um, this journey has taught me a lot of things. But then this journey was never just two steps, just 2 feet walking in. It's a big group which is walking in. So dedication, determination has helped me to find the best version of myself, and that's how it is.
I think the common trait that I've observed in all women entrepreneurs are determination. Determination, which drives them crazy, which drives them motivated, and which drives them to do whatever they are doing right now. So I think
Right.
passion and determination, these are the two things that are required for the entrepreneurship journey.
This
Uh,
actually, if you look at history, ma'am, for us, women leaders is not new thing. Way back, maybe Jijamata or Rani Lakshmi Bai, or the latest is Indira Nooyi. We have seen that leadership. We have seen that women leaders, the visionaries, and that driven, that driving force makes you feel, oh, I am nothing lesser than anyone else. I have to make sure I have to hit and get it back.
yeah, I
So
think
bouncing back is
every
again,
woman- yeah, I think in every women we have that kind of, hidden
yes,
ability. We just have to
yes,
recognize that. There's the, and at the right time, you have to
correct,
recognize and
correct.
take action on that. That is very important.
Very true, very true.
It may not help you. Your aspiration level and your efforts. You're putting in efforts to be a successful of your dreams is very, very important, I think.
Yes, 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 ma'am.
I mean, if I ask you, for the aspiring entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, what will be your message? What will you tell them?
All right. I'm very young in this field, so I would just give my perspective. I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, out of which my favorite is Gaur Gopal Das. Now, his he I was just listening to one of his video wherein he said that 1st of January you go to gym, you enroll yourself, right? And after maybe 5th or 6th day, you start leaving out that intensity, right? So starting is good, ending is good. You start going to gym, you end not to go to the gym. But that consistency of doing things, no matter you're getting success or not. So journey of entrepreneur, or maybe any business for that matter, maybe speakers prior to me might have spoke about this. It is just 1,000 days you sustain in this market, and then your life would be absolutely easy go. It is just like ECG. Ups and downs would be there. But then that is how life is. Pandemic has shown us the downfall, right? Maybe in a year or two, maybe we'll see the beautiful blossom, the business doing amazingly well. But here is where you should not leave that grip of, getting into that business or maybe working really hard or that hunger of doing your best. So my message to the young entrepreneurs, or maybe the women entrepreneurs, would be only one thing: just give your best, no matter what. Right? Nothing should stop you to give best. Yeah.
Great. Any entrepreneur is working on the SWOT analysis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So,
Mhm.
if I ask you, so what is the threat area for you? So, and what is the remedy? And how do you overcome on the threat side of your business?
Right. Okay. So it is getting management terminology. So
Your background in management.
yeah. So strengths and weakness is an internal factors, and opportunities and threats are external. That's what we teach the MBA students. So when it comes to threat for this kind of a business, threat could be of course, the competitors is one element wherein some new competitor comes in the market. But what I feel is threat is, no, I should not lose on the grip of delivering the best. Every single day, there has to be something new. So my competition is no one else. My competition in this business is me as a whole. So I have to be better than what I was yesterday, so that tomorrow I would be in position to sustain in the market. So this is about Cocomelon. But when it comes to Legacy Academy, Legacy Academy focuses purely on women who are planning to start their second inning after they are maybe after getting married or after having the family, planning to come back to job or work. So here the threat would be converting or convincing these women that they can do better, they can get into work, and giving that confidence. So the threat is, like opportunities are there definitely, how we can get them on. But threat is, these ladies are like at times a little not approachable. They are not very confident that because maybe they have gone through that a time span wherein they could not manage to uh, maybe showcase their talent or explore a new horizon for themselves. So I feel that could be a little threat. But probably if somebody comes in front of us, we can counsel them, groom them, and get them
Okay.
back. Yeah.
Can you tell us about more about Legacy? I mean, what they do? What is the scope of that business?
Legacy Academy is a venture.
Only to the pre-primary teachers, or it
Yes.
is more?
Initially, when we started Legacy Academy, it is dedicated only for teacher training course. So we provide courses for nursery teacher training, Montessori teacher training. So here, women or maybe even girls who have completed their 12th standard are planning to get into preschool, getting in as an employee, as a teacher. So we train them for 6 months. It is a certified course, and they are expected to complete around 10 modules in those 6 months. So we have trained staff who do it. So after the 6 months course, we also give them placement assistance, um, and a lot of internships have been also been provided so that they get a flavor of how the preschool operates. And it's not just for people who want to become teachers; it's also for women who want to start their own preschool. So we have a dedicated module called administration: how to start your business, what are the integral elements which are required to start your business, what could be the pros and cons, or maybe hurdles which would come in. So we guide them throughout the journey. So the moment they register for Legacy Academy, it's like lifetime support from us.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay, that's great. So I'm sure from the audience, lot of women must be thinking to enter into this segment of the business, and I think Dr. Sujata is the right person to contact. Uh,
Thank you,
so,
ma'am.
ma'am, what will be your contribution to this kind of platform, like or Awake Foundation or Me to We Mission, if they want to join us and if they want to start a similar business, how
Mhm.
you can help them?
Ma'am, as I mentioned earlier, maybe the earlier talks which we had, complete support would be given. I am really very happy to share the platform and be a part of such an amazing initiative, and it is for a social cause. So, any given point of time, if I could be at any help, definitely I would contribute, ma'am. So, no matter what and how, I would go out of my way and help out, ma'am. So be it preschool business or it could be a teacher training institute. So wherever and however I can contribute, it would be complete my pleasure to do so.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was indeed pleasure to talk to you today, and
Thank you, ma'am.
very inspiring story. Uh, we are talking to many women entrepreneurs, and the main common element from all the entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, is they have courage to dream, and then once they dream, they chase their dreams, and one fine day that dream become reality. So I think the starting point is you have to start dreaming. That's the
Correct.
main first step, I think, and then
Correct.
everything will happen eventually, because you
Okay.
already are empowered, you can do it, and only one person who can stop you is yourself. So
Correct.
don't do that. Motivate yourself. The entire Me to Be mission is to inspire women entrepreneurs to take up the entrepreneurship journey, like all our panel members are doing. So the last question for you, Sujata ma'am. Uh, so only one, if you want to give them message, whoever are the inspiring entrepreneurs, in one sentence, what will be your message for the women, those who want to start their own business and those who are stuck with their jobs, especially?
All right. So the only message what I can give is, don't look back, look forward, right? It is a long journey, and it is just one step. You take that one right step, and you would see miracles happening, right? So that's what I would say, because consistency and starting it right, almost half work is done, right? And as a woman, we are already doing and catering so many responsibilities and catering so many things. So I don't think so would be a big challenge, ma'am.
I think taking calculative risk is very, very important, and you have to take this at the
Yes,
right time of your career. And I think everything will fall in place.
correct,
Thank you so much,
correct.
ma'am. It was very nice talking to you
Thank you,
today.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Same here, ma'am. It was indeed a pleasure, and I'm so glad and happy that this initiative would definitely help a lot of women entrepreneurs to grow and to, go to the next level.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your
Thank you,
time.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.